And I'm so excited today to be bringing on a very special guest, Shannon Hernandez. So, I am going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about Shannon. Shannon is all about that joy in life and business. And if you're anyone who loves to grow your revenue, impact more people, and have a mission behind your business, having the joy in your business is something that is sometimes elusive. Shannon is specifically known around the globe for the content personality wheel, and it's the founder of the Joyful Business Revolution, a business growth strategy and consultancy company that works with brick and mortar and online business owners, which is really great to see that different information because a lot of times I see it's either one or the other, but it's awesome to have Shannon on today to talk about both. Shannon and her team specifically specialize in joyful business growth solutions. And with this joy fueled approach to organic marketing, they help their clients grow aligned audiences and deepen community relationships. Shannon has been featured on CBS, ABC, Fox, NBC, has nearly over 25 years in award winning curriculum design, working for both, you got it, NFL and US military, a master trainer, teacher. Her newest book, Practical Joy, continues to inspire and teach people that joy is an inside job. How many of you would like to have some extra joy in your life? Comment below a heart. I would love to hear from you. When she's not teaching, she's spreading joy and funding projects that impact the world and its people. Not only this, I added this. Shannon is also known as the organic marketing queen, which is fabulous because organic marketing sometimes gets a really bad rap on the online internet streets. And so, if you're wondering, I have to do ads, I have to dance on TikTok, I have to constantly DM 25 people just to get sales, Shannon is proof that you do not have to do that. And today we're going to be talking about how to create aligned audiences that are excited to work with you, ready to sign up for your programs, and run to their wallets to come and invest with you and your business. So I'm super excited to have Shannon on. Shannon, thank you so much for being here today. I'm super thrilled to have you here. I think I have you. I think you're muted. Oh, I can't hear you, Shannon. Oh, the joys of live stream, isn't it great? Okay, let me just make sure that I have this. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Oh, there we are. I think I hear you now, Shannon.
All right, welcome everyone, and thank you, Melody, for having me today.
Yes, I am so excited to have you on today. And I just wanted to just say how excited I am to talk about your joy fueled approach. So, for people who are just brand new to the content marketing process and maybe they're looking for realigning their messaging to call in more aligned customers, maybe they're creating some sort of brand new program, a retreat, or something that they are trying to elevate, and they're looking to maybe shift some of their content marketing efforts to call in those new aligned audiences. So, can you talk a little bit more about your joy fueled approach to marketing?
Yes, thank you. So, for any of us that have been in business for any amount of time, or we just heard a million times, you've got to build the know, like, and trust factor in your marketing. I agree with that. And has anyone ever really broken that down of what it looks like in a marketing strategy? I'm going to say probably not. And so we have really developed a joy fueled marketing process. It's a 4-step process that moves people from to trust and sign the client. And so we really help people with the marketing that does what we call the heavy lifting of sales for you.
Yeah, and the know, like, and trust factor is a really important part for that 3 part when you're marketing to a new audience. And I think that that's something that you've talked a little bit about. Having followed you on social media, I know that the marketing is part of that process, but you also have a way to call out audiences that really value you as a thought leader. Like, one of the posts that I recently saw you shared about was a story that you shared about one of the past clients that you work with before many, many years before where you're at today. Can you talk a little bit more about that colleague that you worked with who was a model or previous before was not a model and had to make some shift in a personal life? And then maybe share a little bit more about how you've seen that process of the know, like, and trust kind of grow into where your business is right now.
Yeah. So years and years and years ago, I was a teacher. I taught in Spanish Harlem, the crazy eighth graders. And I had a colleague there. His name was Jermaine. And he taught science and I taught English language arts. And so he was a new teacher. I had like 14 years under my belt in teaching, and he came in and just was kind of waffling around as we do when we're new at anything. And I took him under my little wing and I mentored him. And then a couple of years later, he reached out and he said, I don't think this is for me. And I think I want to go a different route. And the route he wanted to go was to actually do modeling. And so I got him on Zoom and we had a conversation and we figured out his content personality. And we're going to talk a lot about the content personality today because it is your path to joyful, aligned marketing. Seriously, y'all, if you are like, why am I doing video and you hate it, I'm giving you permission to stop doing video. All right. So anyway, Jermaine came, he took the quiz. He's visual. Does this surprise anyone if you're a model that you would be visual content personality, right? So he started an Instagram channel, he started a Facebook page, and he started posting pictures of himself reaching out about sponsorships. Fast forward now, I think he's got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. He's being filmed for a movie in June in Atlanta. His organic marketing, we made it work for him using his content personality. And was it overnight success? Absolutely not. Nothing is overnight success. And I know Melody and I are so aligned on this that there's so much that we would just think like, why are we not more successful now? Like based on what you read online, dig in, do the messaging work, do the marketing work, build it up over time, and you will eventually have beautiful marketing, beautiful messaging, and a beautiful business that supports every single dream and goal that you have.
So you talk a little bit more about the content personality types, and I know that you have created lots of content around your content personality types, and you speak about this in many different in-person events as well as speaking with other podcast hosts and throughout different virtual conferences. So can you tell us a little bit more about the content personality types and how that aligns with how you've helped customers and clients in different industries? And you can share any stories or anything that comes to mind when it comes to discussing that with your clients.
Yeah. So, y'all, there's a quiz you can take, and in less than 3 minutes, you will determine your best way to market, right? And this is kind of counterintuitive to what we hear all the time. As a marketing strategist, I've been in this game for 12 years now. Whatever the next big thing is, everyone is telling you should be doing it. You should be dancing on TikTok. You should be on Clubhouse. Like the list could go on and on, right? It's downright exhausting. It's disempowering. And guess what? When you know your content personality, you can put your blinders on to all that nonsense and you can just get to work in your content personality doing marketing that is joy fueled. So there are 5 content personality types: live, in person, video, visual, written, and audio. I always forget audio because it's my last one. All right. So when you take the content personality quiz, which we'll tell you how to do that in just a few minutes, you will understand which one of those is the way that your energy best shows up. We call it the vehicle for your message. And we've helped thousands and thousands of people around the globe get aligned with their content personality, pivot back to joy-fueled marketing that is aligned with who they are instead of pushing them out of alignment. And, I have hundreds of stories on it. One I really want to talk today is it's kind of a podcast, but it shows you how and why the content personality is so powerful. So we have now had 2 instances where women who are in the witness protection program have come to us wanting to build a business. Well, we have one problem, right? They can't be on video. They cannot use their real name, right? They've often changed their name, they've changed locations, like their identity needs to stay their identity. So the interesting thing is one of these women, her content personality was live in person. Now, how do you help someone grow a business whose content personality is live in person and they can never show up live on video, live stream, or on a stage? Do you want to guess, Melody, what we did to help her? You've lost your audio.
Yes, absolutely.
So here's what we did. We went with her content personality, which was live in person, and she put beautiful PowerPoint presentations together, and she would use her voice only and show the screens and walk people through it. And she could answer questions live. She could have people on Zoom, but they never saw her because it was on webinar mode. She built a 6-figure plus business using her content personality when she couldn't even be seen as live in person. So we have so many fun case studies of stories like this.
And I think case studies are great because a lot of the times you really don't know what that transformative journey is going to be when you work with somebody, or when people learn about you. The case studies and the stories that you share, it's just so beautiful because especially for these cases that you just mentioned, it can feel very disempowering for people who maybe cannot show up live or in person, or have the capacity to really show up in a certain way. And so, like you said, there's often this thought that you need to jump on every single bandwagon out there, and then there's this constant push to create content, but it doesn't always necessarily align with your skill set. It may not always align with what your clients are looking for, when they need to make a buying decision. And so your framework, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'll leave a link to this quiz after the live stream video, is really helpful because it really showcases that you can create content and it can be really fun for your audience, really aligned with your audience, and also help to convert as well. And so creating an aligned audience and having that know, like, and trust factor is so fun because not only will it help you build an easy to connect with way for people to know exactly what you help people with, but also a really great way to showcase how you can go deeper into that relationship and deeper into that nurture. I know a lot of people are talking about big launch numbers, and it's really exciting to see those numbers, right? But I think sometimes we often forget that we need to create this customer journey that leads people in with grace and wisdom and helps people see what the next step is in working with you. So I love your content personality types quiz. It's really fun, and it's also really aligned with how I see creating aligned audiences for my clients and my customers.
Awesome. I want to talk a minute about how to find an aligned audience. Audience is an audience that is made up of several groups of people. You've got collaborators like Melody and I who are collaborating with each other. You've got connectors. Those are the people who are going to make introductions on your behalf for anything that you may need and get you connected to people and resources. You've got the watchers, which are the people who never say anything, but they're always watching what you're doing. They are super important. I used to call these people lurkers, and I didn't really value them, but now I realize, wow, the watchers are doing a lot of good work for us. They are sharing our content. They are like telling their friends about our Facebook groups and like our stuff behind the scenes. And then you've also got your cheerleaders, and those are the people who cheer you on. They are the people who share your stuff. They may never buy from you, but they are super important. And so we kind of talk about your audience in this way. And I think what a lot of people misunderstand is that when you're growing an aligned audience, your clients come from that audience. It's not like you just go get clients right away. You've got to grow that audience. You've got to build that know, like, and trust. You've got to, maybe they come in as watchers and they convert to a paid client, or maybe they come in as cheerleaders and then they are sharing their friends with your body of work. So I want everyone to really take a step back and think about your marketing growing an aligned audience with all those people in it, because all of those people are what makes a successful business at the end of the day.
Yeah, I like what you said about just there's going to be different types of people, because I think a lot of people feel like they're pressured to make the sale at the first point. And I often could kind of relate that to that's like proposing to a stranger, and say, hey, do you want to
Mhm.
marry me? That's a very big commitment, right? So, what we want to do is just create that journey where people say, I get to know you more. I take that next step. And there will be people who will move forward, and then there will be people, if really market it the right way, will just say, "Hey, okay, I'm ready. I don't need a sales call. I'm already sold. I just want to sign up with you." And you'll have those different groups that you were talking about. So, um, I know that you have had a lot of success in creating containers for people to work with you in a longer term way. For example, you have several group offers. Can you talk a little bit more about how you've used your own content personality types and that joy fueled approach to really help fill your programs and help your customers and clients do the same for their own businesses?
Yeah, I love that question. So, one of the things that everyone has to know if you're in my world, and now you are, so welcome, is that, my content personality is live in person. I love teaching live. I love going live on interviews, but there's got to be other people there. Like, otherwise, you're a video content personality, and those people are amazing. They can talk to themselves. I can't do that. Like, I want people in my energy field, right? As I'm building and as I'm creating. So all of our programs have live teaching components where I am teaching live, and I am doing group coaching live. And there are one-on-ones as well, but the majority of it is built around the concept that we are stronger together. We have better ideas together. We are a great mastermind group of people when we come together. And I used to try and do like pre-recorded stuff and release courses. It just fell flat for me because I am a live in-person person, right? So I use the organic marketing. I use marketing in my content personality, going live with podcasts, going live on video shows, doing my own video show, right? Every Monday I have a video show called the Organic Marketing Show over on Facebook. So being in the live energy of people is super helpful. And then we've got people who, their content personality, let's say, is written. They don't want to be live at all in their course. And so we really help them develop their maybe drip course, their program where people are answering journal questions and submitting it for work. And it looks very different, but it achieves the same goal. And of course, their organic marketing is written, maybe some long form posts and some shorter posts, but they are like relying on their content personality. So I love that you brought this up, Melody, because it's not only your marketing where you're going to tap into your content personality, it's the delivery of your course or your services or your programs, because that is where your magic is. It lies in your unique content personality.
And I want to just point out that you were talking about in your delivery, because I think a lot of times we think first as front of house. I was just thinking about this weekend about my background and experience in theater arts. So I was a theater kid. I actually graduated with a bachelor's in theater before going into instructional design. And thinking about front of house skill sets like marketing, showing up to your customers in whatever content personality type that you have is really important. But there's also that back of house, right? So you're working with customers, you're helping them see results, you're helping them succeed, and you're seeing success with your customers. But one thing that often people forget is when it comes to the delivery of it, it has to be optimized to your lifestyle and also based off of what you were talking about, your content personality. And so I don't think people really dive into that very much. And I really love that you
Yeah.
talk about that. So, speaking of your delivery, I wanted to talk a little bit more about flexibility and spaciousness. Now, I know that one of the things that you've talked about in your past interviews and on your program, curriculum and your marketing efforts, you've talked about how having space for yourself to be more joyous, to be more joy fueled, And that could look like different for each person. Maybe they want to have a vacation. Maybe they want to take a break. How do you work a break into your existing calendar? And how have you helped clients do the same for their lifestyles?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love this question, and no one ever asked me this. So thank you. So we take everyone through what we call a mapping out your year. And it's a simple calendar. We have 4 different highlight colors. And the very first thing we start with on mapping out your year of marketing on one page is pink highlighter. What's the time off? We call it uncontaminated time off, right? So this is time off where you do not have your computer, checking emails, uncontaminated, like completely deep rest, connection, restoration, connecting with your family, nature, whatever it is. So I love when people phrase it just like you did, Melody, of how do you fit the time off in? We actually flipped that and we plan the time off first and we keep it sacred, right? And so if you saw my calendar, I wonder if I have it. I don't have it right here next to me. You will see all the pink. So every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pink. I don't work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every Monday, that's a holiday, pink. Every Thanksgiving week, pink. Last 2 weeks of December, pink. And you know what's pink this year, Melody? I'm taking sabbatical for 3 weeks in August. The
Oh,
whole
that's
first
fabulous.
August off. But the year that my business grew the most, from 250 to $540,000 in annual revenue, I had 197 days off that year. And it was the test of how much time can we take off, myself and my team, be in our joy, tap into our joy, and grow the revenue. And so that's why you hear a lot of me say, like, I'm here to help you grow your business through the triple ultimatum: more joy, more revenue, and more time off. Because we really want people to tap into their joy and have their time off so they come back and they're the best they can be for their clients, for their team, and for their business.
And I think that that's a really important part that I saw you posted recently on Facebook about when do you come up with the best ideas? And I love that question because when we are able to be fully aligned with our vision for our lives, for ourselves, for our clients, and we are fully rested, not just physically, but emotionally. And if you're woo woo, maybe even spiritually,
Yeah.
it's so awesome to see what kind of ideas pop up and generate. Because if we're constantly running, even if like we're very successful, we lack that perspective. And yes, we can hire clients, or, coaches and people to help us see that clarity. But I often find that in my own personal reflection, because I tend to really output greater and better quality content, better support, better ideas, better content when I am most rested. And I think that
Mhm.
crafting it the way that you shared, Shannon, is just so powerful because creating that sense of growth where you can see that revenue and also take that rest is so so important. I think that in a very go 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 culture, it's so opposite, right? Just say
Yeah.
go go go. So I think that there are times where you do need to push or like go. It's going to look differently for each person, but I love that you were talking about prioritizing that rest and having more of that joy in your life first, and then prioritizing the program, your pricing, your positioning, your services. Everything kind of comes after that. And I love that it's so much clearer and easier for you to really go big.
Yeah. And if you think like, okay, so she said there's a whole bunch of pink days, right? What about the non-pink days? Because I think it's all important. So today's a work day for me, right? And my work day starts with me waking up. Whenever I wake up, I go to bed early. So I'm an early riser. I love watching sunrises. So I'm usually in bed by 9, reading my fiction book. I get a full night's sleep. I'm up by 6, watching the sunrise, doing meditation, doing journaling. Today I did yoga, making sure my food is prepped for the day, right? And then my schedule is also spacious during the day. So when I'm done with this interview here, it'll be probably 1:40 or so Eastern time. I'm done today. Like I am done. I sat down at my desk at 1:40. I had a little break in the middle. And I think it's important that you also have the spaciousness built into your day, pockets of joy, pockets of, I call it sacred calendar space, right? Sacred space to do whatever, go for a walk, uh, grab a snack and sit in the sun. But this hustle going back to back with meetings and stuff, it's not good for people's brains long term, and nervous systems, emotions, regulation, all of it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I'm most excited about is to just to talk about having that body awareness, because I think that when, coming from being a teacher in the classroom to transitioning to an online service provider and a consultant, I hadn't realized how I was so used to just walking around the classroom and having that, body movement, and how just sitting, it's just so bad for you. My husband is a physical therapist, so he's constantly like, you need to be stretching, you need to be
Yeah.
moving during your day. I'm like, oh yeah, I need a reminder. So just this weekend, I was thinking about how I am recreating my new summer routine, recreating and revisiting what that day schedule looks like. What does that look like for me? And finding ways to find more spaciousness and ease into the day. So like this morning, I've started journaling, I'm going to do meditation in the morning. Okay, even if it's just 5 minutes, right? Cuz I can easily just say, "No, I'm going to check an email." But in that time when I'm checking the email, I can tell my anxiety is going up, my stress level
Yes.
goes up. And then it would be so much better for myself and my team and everyone
Yes.
I work with to just be calm, relaxed, and focused, because my focus, instead of being spread too thin, is now aligned with communicating from a place of peace and rest. And so I love that. All right. So, is there anything else that you wanted to share with people for creating content that's aligned with their personality, that is going to really help them call in that audience who is looking to maybe bring in some new clients this quarter, maybe do it in a way that's going to feel the best for their content personality, and also result in getting them more revenue into their businesses?
Yeah. So I just want to really leave everyone with this, and I have built an entire brand around this. It slipped out of my mouth on a stage in Salt Lake City, Utah, years ago. Our mantra here is, if it ain't joyful, we ain't doing that shit. And it is so powerful. And your content personality will be your best guide for putting your marketing together, your strategy together, your launch, whatever it is that you're working on. If it is at joyfulbusinessrevolution.com/quiz, you not only get your result, you get an in-depth 7-page guide that's going to help you see where can you use your content personality in your messaging, in your marketing, in your selling, in your team building, in your content delivery, for your courses and your programs. And it is like a game changer. So I am on a mission to spread more joy around the world, especially in the world of online business. And I can't wait to see what your people discover as they take the quiz and tune into more joy and alignment.
Yes, and like I said, everyone, make sure that you head on over to the quiz. I will make sure to share the link. I've personally taken this quiz myself, and at first I thought, I'm not quite sure if I agree with this content personality type. But as I kind of sat with it, I started realizing, you know what? I do see it is very aligned because of my experience in theater and showing up live, and it looks differently for me being where I am right now because I'm, live streaming, but there is a capacity and an element of live. So I love that you were able to share this fabulous resource. Where can people find you besides taking this quiz? I know you have an amazing Monday show as well as an amazing group as well. Can you tell us where else we could find you alongside the quiz?
Sure. You can join me in my Facebook group. It's called Joyful Business Revolution Organic Marketing Networks. You can find us there. We do trainings on Tuesdays. A lot of fun in the group. And then on Mondays, we stream to my personal page. It's the Organic Marketing Show. I'm also on YouTube. We've got a podcast. We have had to put out, as the spokespeople for the Content Personality Wheel, we have had to put out content on every type to reach our people. So it may seem counterintuitive of like, whoa, she just said you can narrow it down, and she mentioned a show, a page, a podcast, a group, but we had to reach our people where they were hanging out. So you can find us pretty much anywhere, joyfulbusinessrevolution.com, and we can't wait to hug you and welcome you with love.
Yes, and thank you so much for those who have tuned in. I will make sure that all of those links will be shared. And to my email list, much love to you. I will be sending this out as well. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll chat with you again soon. Bye.